Oh boy, it's been quite a while since I uploaded my latest Marvelous Unity episode, the one where I learned to do more complicated effects. I sure hope that effort paid off. Well, that sucks. Hey my guys, gals, goops. It's me, the guy that apparently needs to do an immediate course change. You know, me, Nate. Just Nate. My latest Marvelous Unity episode, didn't get a lot of views. In fact, it's the least viewed video on my channel, thanks guys. So instead, I decided to do something a little more experimental. I'm pleased to announce that the Sonic What If video from the 100 subscribers special is now being turned into a series. Yep, that's right. This is that video. So, without any further delay, Temporal, take it away.
Well, hello again. Unless you're new, of course. In either case, welcome. I'm the Temporal. I see all possibilities that can occur within the canon of the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. Join me as we explore how events could have gone. Before we continue, I'd like to say something regarding the comments of, well, why bother with that? Barely anyone saw them anyways, so no one would understand what I'm referring to. The stories are really that boring. Without a needed tangential tirade out of the way, let us see what scenario lies before us today. Our last tale diverged 50 years ago, but for this tale we shall look farther back. We shall turn back the clock century by century to see our alteration point. This is the tale of the Babylonians. Their world was gone. They needed to take refuge into the cosmos. They boarded their ship, the Babylon Garden, and traveled to a place that would bring their downfall. This was Earth, in the ancient past. When they flew past it, a catastrophic malfunction occurred within their warp drive, the Ark of the Cosmos. That damage threatened to open a black hole. To avoid this fate, they were forced to crash land on Earth. The once proud people aboard the ship realized that help would not come, and turned to elaborate thefts. This was the beginning of the Babylon Rogues, whose modern descendants once again raised the gardens again. While these events are vastly simplified, they are needed for the story I'm about to tell. What would happen if this malfunction were not to occur? We can't change the arc of the cosmos, as they are not what truly started the damage done. No. What would need to happen is to change their trajectory away from Earth, as energies of the Chaos Emeralds were the ones that sparked the flames. All it takes is one asteroid cluster, one that does not affect the history of Earth, but does alter the past of the Gardens. This diverts the past of the Babylonians, routing their course to another planet, one that is far from Earth. This keeps them from their fall, and on a far different destination, a planet they called New Babylon. In this timeline, these technologically advanced aliens prevail and prosper. They don't just settle on one planet, however, as ambitions to expand eventually surfaced. They set up colonies far across the cosmos throughout the thousands of years of their existence. Thousands of years to not just perfect the craft of colonization, but to advance their technology in the process. The extreme gear that surfaced in the early 8th century was developed far earlier in this timeline. They thrived in prosperity that they have spread. However, in an era that would be 50 years from the modern day, they came into conflict with the Black Armies. They too wish to expand across the stars, but they have much more ruthless tactics. Fortunately, every action taken has been countered by the technologically superior avians. Needed was something not seen before, a bulwark of a super weapon that would be hard to predict. Fortunately for them, such an immense project is already underway in the orbit of Earth. This is when we turn to where our first story began, aboard the Space Colony Ark. Earth's history has not been significantly changed by the absence of the Babylonians, save for the location of valuable artifacts, of course. The course of history for the planet does not diverge until this very point. The Black Arms collude with Gerald Robotnik to create Shadow as they have done in the original timeline. The key thing that changes is their motivations, as they need the Chaos Emeralds to fight the Babylonians, instead of wanting them for future domination over Earth. Although that aspect still remains, but not as the first major priority. They need the emeralds now, instead of agreeing to collect them 50 years later. Since the United Federation's government has no access to these special gems, a new arrangement was agreed upon. In secret, they would develop medicine that would treat the ailments of Gerald's granddaughter Maria. In exchange, they would receive Shadow. Yes, as strange as it sounds, the Babylonians' absence upon Earth leads to Maria Robotnik's salvation. The butterfly effect is such an astounding thing that the point of divergence can affect a seemingly unrelated thing and spawn a new story out of it. Let us jump forward 50 years to the time of Sonic and his exploits. Seems like just another day for the Blue Hedgehog, taking out the robotic minions of the villainous Dr. Robotnik. What foul schemes are they up to this time? How does this connect to what we know from the previously stated events? The answer lies beneath the metal shell, beneath the exterior of the megasuit being piloted. What you'll see is not anything remotely familiar to what you may know. For inside sits Maria. Maria is the main antagonist of this world. Her subordinate is Dr. Ivo Robotnik, cousin and the one you may expect to see. It's shocking to see what was once an innocent girl turn to villainy. You may be wondering what has happened to transform her into this monster. After all, no such innocence turns corrupt without a cause. The source is the trade enacted with the Black Arms 50 years prior. The United Federation's government created Shadow for the express purpose of serving them as the ultimate life form. While they are glad they now have a cure for nymphs, they are still quite irate that their creation was handed off to an outside source. For such traitors insubordination, they send a squadron of soldiers to the Ark. Their task is to eliminate all that know about Project Shadow. The actions of that day claimed the life of everyone aboard, except Maria. She was the only survivor. Of all the targets that were slain that day, her grandfather was one of them. Why was she allowed to live? She was only kept alive to study her blood to replicate the cure for NIDS. The public celebrated the discovery of a cure for this horrific ailment, but Maria knew the truth. The deaths, the alien origin, the torture that she was put through, and the cover-up. All the things that truly led to this distribution weighed heavy on her mind. She swore a vow of silence, but the thing she experienced broke her faith with humanity permanently. The following decade, she and Ivo studied robotics so that she could get revenge. Ivo felt her plight as he idolized Gerald, fueled the fire that sparked within her. Ivo feels that the world is corrupt and vile, and the planet would be better off if he ruled the world. His influence on Maria shaped her path from that point forward to the point of no return. She wanted what her cousin also desired, to rule the world. The United Federation's government is not the only problem that plagues the world, it is the other ones as well. She wanted such an incident like the one that occurred on the Earth to never happen again. That leads to an alternate version of the event Sonic went through. Instead of the Death Egg, she seized control of the Ark. Instead of seizing the Master Emerald to power her ultimate weapon, it was used to unleash the watery brute known as Chaos. She took what she knew and introduced aspects that would have otherwise been further along the timeline. And all that leads to now. This fight, you see, was not just an excuse to show what lies before the assumed familiarity. No, it is because this is the point where the Black Arms return to this world. With Black Doom being the most influential figure in Shadow's life, he helped the Black Arms successfully wipe out the Babylonians. In a roundabout way, their quest for survival had led them to desolation. If you had forgotten that the tale was initially about them, I don't blame you. It took 50 years to do, but the colonies of the Babylonians laid barren with nothing but the slain. Now that they are dealt with, they turn to another planet they knew of and wished to conquer, Earth. The Black Arms have more interest in humanity, not just for the Chaos Emeralds, but for the taste. Yes, they wish to feast upon humanity. The main thing that stood in the way of their grand banquet was the blue blur. Could he do what an advanced civilization has done countless times and defeat them, or will the Black Arms continue their brutal victory streak? I shall leave you with such postulations for now, as we conclude the tale. Life does go beyond this slice of time I provided with you, but I've said a lot already, and there's still more possibilities to explore. If you have enjoyed this tale, and I really hope you did, then tell me what you'd like to see next time. The possibilities are endless after all. This has been the Temporacle, reading to you but one possibility out of endless. I wish you all the best. Till next time, everyone, I bid you farewell.
Ever wondered if you're going to get fired or die? No reason for asking that at all, of course, but anyway, hey guys, it's me. Guy already did an intro, so that's why I didn't say guys, gals, and goops. Me, Nate. Just Nate. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You've heard that all before. And without any further ado, let's talk about this video for a bit. No, don't click off. This took a while to make, and I loved every minute of it. Although this is like my second upload this month. But don't worry, I have plans for October. So, stay tuned for all that, in case you don't want to miss out. The voice I was going for was more akin to Rod Serling, the Twilight Zone dude, because I really feel like it felt this kind of series deserved that. You know what I mean? No, it kind of fit with the series, you know? You probably couldn't tell that I was trying to do Rod Serling, but that's what I was trying to do. All of that effort. And it didn't pay off, although I'm quite used to that already. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I know you probably have more than some of the other stuff I've done. Until next time, everyone, I'd like to bid you adieu, and bye.